Today's reading will tell you how to follow your heart's desire. Now, your heart may have many desires that it wishes to follow, so I advise you that you think of one thing at a time when choosing a message from the timestamps down below. So there will perhaps be different messages depending on whichever desire you are thinking on. Just have that in mind. But let's get started. I'm going to begin as always by connecting in and setting an intention, and you can skip ahead and choose from the timestamps down below. I'm connecting in with my eternal soul and the wisdom of my eternal soul through all existing lifetimes, both the past, the present, and the future, all coming together in this now moment. Connecting in with my spirit tribe, connecting in with the goddess Hecate and Freya and Kali. Connecting in with the primordial force and the primordial mother to assist us in achieving balance throughout this reading. I set the intention that I give clarity and wisdom on the topic for this reading. I set the intention that I channel these messages in a clear, concise, compassionate, and impactful way in order to initiate a transformation in your life. I pray that these messages will be for the highest good of all beings and the earth in its entirety. Let it be so. Let's begin. Message number 1. This is for you. We are beginning with the Marielle Tarot. So what we will do here is to pull 3 cards that will show you the plan on how to follow your heart's desires. And this is a double-edged sword. We will be pulling equally 3 cards from the Waite-Smith Borderless. I'm not sure as to why just yet, but I'm sure that it will become clear. Spirit has its own ways sometimes. So what is the plan for this message? All reversals. You need to stop yourself in your tracks just a little bit and really feel into and think about what it is that you wish to do and the best way forward. I feel that you're a bit hasty and perhaps making a bit too quick decisions. Hasty decisions here that are not necessarily based in deep thought and reflection with yourself. At the bottom we have 4 of Cups in reverse. Yes, you're not letting it take enough time, essentially. Let's see how to continue. Let's draw a card from the Earth and Bone Oracle. This will be a message from your guides, whichever guide is walking with you. Portal. Originality, idealism, progression. Blood Moon. Illusion, uncertainty, narcissism. Number 39 and number 8. There's something of importance with that number of 39. That it is 3 and 9 is 3 times 3. So if you're doing the groundwork correctly, it will multiply here and it will grow bigger and better and faster. If you're taking more time in the initial phase here. You have to do this your own way. So this is why you need to take a lot of time in the initial stages here to figure some things out, which may make you a little bit uncomfortable, uncertain, and unsure. Because perhaps this way of doing things, perhaps it's new to you or a bit uncomfortable. Perhaps you're not so sure on yourself. And you want to seek validation. But that will be very, very difficult. Because the originality of your path, it can't be validated, because then this thing will stop in its tracks before you are even heading somewhere. Only you and Spirit can see where you are going, in a sense, with this, even if you feel like you are perhaps fumbling in the dark. But you need to go back to the roots here. There's something with that portal. We will take a deeper look at that later. But now I will pull some cards from the Smith-Waite Borderless here. So we have the Nine of Cups reversed with the Star. Let's start there. Nine of Cups reversed with the Star. You can't seek the answers to this anywhere outside of you, really. This is a very unique path to attain what it is that your heart is desiring here. Do you see the star represented at the top of both these images? You are being asked to be led by something deeper, something more mysterious and uncertain. And perhaps this path hasn't been carved out before you by someone else. You can't follow a set path here. Is there anything else that you wish to tell? The columns, the pillars are of importance here. They represent the yin and yang, the subconscious and conscious, and the magician and the high priestess. The duality here. What is it that you want to say with that? I need to connect in for a moment. You need to trace back in your memories how you did things when you were a child or adolescent, when things worked out easier for you, when you had an easier time to just follow your heart's desires. What did you do then? What tricks did you have up your sleeve? What came naturally to you? Trace back in your memory. This is interesting. 2 of Wands in reverse and the 3 of Wands upright. There's some blocked energy. No, sorry, 3 of Wands. It's both are 3 of Wands. Excuse me. Both are 3 of Wands. One is in reverse and one is upright. The 3 of Wands in reverse here is speaking about a blockage in your energy, consisting of you neglecting these nudges, not following your heart's desires, not doing what comes psychically to you to do. And there may be a myriad of reasons as to why. But when we receive steps and we don't take these steps, the energy becomes blocked and stifled. So you need to reverse that by starting to actually do things that may not necessarily make sense on the long term. And this is where you need to be brave. You need to be brave and trust in the process and trust in the vision that you have for yourself. Was there anything else there? We need a message from the Kali Oracle Pocket Edition. Some encouraging words from Kali. The path is already in you. You have just been taught how to listen to everyone else but you. So you need to unlearn, and you need to begin to start trusting yourself once more and taking bold steps that you receive through your psychic abilities. Matangi. She is the tantric queen of outcasts, unveiling the hidden inner power to thrive outside conventional society. If you have been denied love and respect, she brings healing and empowerment. If you have suffered rejection, abandonment, or been labeled as unworthy in any way, she brings dignity and repair. She clears the way for a creative, joyful, and vibrant life path. So earlier in life, you may have encountered defeat or rather more so bullying or nastiness from others when you have been following your own inclinations and your heart's desire in your own unique way, doing your own unique thing. So it could have been a bit hurtful for you moving through life in this authentic way. So you have been starting to guard your heart. But what you must realize now that this is your life, this is your path, and you are the one that needs to live it. So are you enjoying the experience so far, or could it be better? Could it be better? Your heart is desiring something. You came to this reading for some reason, because there is something that you want. So there is a hunger and a desire for more. And what you need to do to follow that is to once again resurrect that uniqueness about you that perhaps irritated or was provocative to others. Revive that within you. 2 of discs in reverse. And the Empress. This is about shifting reality. I need to tune in for a moment here. And seeing things on many levels. There's something coming to me here. I need to tune in a bit more to receive. There's some sort of realization about this that it is not either or. Both can exist at the same time, both can be true at the same time. So what is this about? Let's have a look at the bottom of the deck. 4 of Cups. I'm feeling a little bit intuitively about this, that this desire, there's some element in this that is perhaps desirable to you at times and not so desirable to you at other times. That you are perhaps going back and forth in if this is something that you are excited about or not. And that makes you perhaps wonder if this is your desire, if this is for you. But the realization that you need to have here is that you can experience both. You can experience boredom and excitement with the same thing. And it can go in, it can move in waves. You are not necessarily excited about this all the time. Think about anything. If you desire a new partner, you're not going to feel in love and excited about this person all the time. Sometimes you will be quite angry with that person. Sometimes you just want to tell that person to go away, to shut up. That's the reality of this. And there's a need to see this, that this experience with your desire doesn't mean that it is not for you, that it this doesn't make it not being your desire, if that makes sense. It can still be your desire, but that is also the nature of desire. It moves up and down depending on life cycles. Is there anything else? That is all for this message. Remember to follow your unique path. It is already inherent within you. You just have to be brave and bold and start to practice again, listening to that voice and acting on it. And then the stagnation will start to slowly but surely dissolve. Thank you very much for tuning in and hope to see you in the next video. Bye. Message number 2. This is your reading. We are beginning with a message from the Kali Oracle, some words of wisdom from the goddess when it comes to following your heart's desire. This is more so about your heart's desire specifically, and not so much about the plan or the path per se. Bhairavi Yogini. Face your fears, for it is the right time and you are ready to overcome them. You will be given the power to fulfill your heart's desires. Embrace your path with confidence. Healing around belonging and abundance is taking place within your soul. You are spiritually protected from toxic energies. Recognize your inner divine badass and commit to your dreams with conviction. This feels like something spiritual. Something spiritual is in this path. Khadga. A predestined series of events is due to occur according to divine timing. This has been orchestrated at a higher level to integrate the paths of people with whom you have soul contracts in this lifetime. Trust in the doors that close just as much as in the doors that open for you as a result. This feels very much like a path of the healer in some capacity, in some form or another. And there is fear in connecting into that path because there's a wound connected to it. But your message is essentially that this is for you and this is orchestrated for you. What's important for you for this message is that you will make sure to not stand in the way of the divine doing its workings for you. So no self-sabotaging, no keeping up with bad habits, no saying no to the things that you actually want or need to do in order to achieve this, because you're fearful. Okay, let's take a closer look at this with the Marielle Tarot. What's the plan here for this group? What's the plan? 3 cards, please. Yeah, see? The Tower. The divine is working for you. 3 of Cups. The Fool in reverse. We are pulling some cards from the Waite-Smith Borderless as well to complement this reading. We have court cards at the bottom of both of these decks. Page of Wands at the bottom of the Marielle. And the King of Cups. The King of Cups is, to me, the ultimate healer card. Being a healer for your community. And the Page of Wands, very specifically in Marielle, is speaking about following your convictions passionately and fiercely. So, putting these messages together, yeah. So with the Tower, we had the King of Pentacles. With the 3 of Cups, we have the Page of Cups. And with the Fool, we have the Page of Swords. The Fool is in reverse here. So the Tower and the King of Pentacles is saying that the divine is working for you here. And things want to change in your life. You have to allow it to happen here. Even though it might feel and seem scary and frightening. But trust in that this will work out in your favor. That this is a plan put into action so that you can live the life that you are seeking to live here. There's something more specific with the King of Pentacles here. It's creating a way for you to create this life of yours, to become more independent and sovereign and taking more responsibility. So much will perhaps be demanded by you in this phase. But when things start to happen around you, you feel some amount of shock to your system. Know that it is preparing you to become this King of Pentacles, where you are ultimately learning how to be in charge of your dreams, of your goals. Being responsible for that. I feel a card from the Earth and Bone is necessary here to clarify. Ascension. Transformation, end of cycle, beginnings. And Blood Moon. Illusion, uncertainty, narcissism. And so this is being rearranged and being done in your life so that you may ascend, so that you may grow, so that you may evolve as a person. How you learn to handle these things, to handle life as it will be during these happenings, however they may appear. It could just be shaken in your beliefs mentally. But it is sort of shaking you to the core. That can also be a tower moment. It doesn't need to be anything external. Just be on the lookout. But it is you are growing. You are growing as a human and as a soul. That is what is happening. So that you may begin anew in a way that is serving you more. And it's pulling back the veil of illusions here. Illusions and uncertainty. Because I feel that there is some element of disempowerment here with this message. You feeling somehow disempowered. And perhaps you're not even aware of this. But it's like you are not fully taking charge of things here. For some reason or another. And that's the veil that is being pulled back for you in your life. Realizing just how much power and strength you have to do things on your own. 3 of Cups, Page of Cups. This is about seeing how things are connected. Now remember, as I said, this is very much about you not standing in the way of the workings of the divine. And so this part is more so about shifting your perception around the experiences that you've had where you are after this Tower moment. how you perceive yourself, your life, your experiences, and so on and so forth. Can you see the connectedness there? Can you see how it all belongs, how it all fits into your life story, how your heart's desire fit into that, and how your path to that fits into everything that has happened? And start to play with that story, seeing yourself as a part of that, creating that story. More so as a game. There's a playfulness here, an innocence that is important. Let me tune in for a moment. The innocence was lost is something that I hear. There's something about some experiences. When we are being put on the path of becoming a healer, we move through certain difficult, challenging experience in order to teach, to lead, to heal others. And along that path, somewhere along that path, you lost a part of your innocence. And it's time to regain that, to have that back, to reclaim that through seeing how it was all meant to be. Now, the Fool in reverse and the Page of Swords. This is about being clear-minded and not self-sabotaging. We have two pages here, Page of Cups and Page of Swords, indicating a new beginning. It can also indicate messages or offers coming in for you. This will be different for all of you. Just be on the lookout for that. And try to remember this reading. There's something with the imagery here, how they connect to each other. The wind and the butterflies and the pose with the arms here. Realizing how this is freeing you. You achieving this. Because there is an element here of being fearful of that this will weigh you down, or that the burden will be too much, or the stakes too high, or the responsibility too much. And you need to see how this is freeing you. Freeing your mind. Freeing your experience. That it is something that will be liberating you from perhaps dull, everyday, day-to-life experiences. Let's see if there is anything else. I'm just connecting in for a moment. Do we have any fire here? Yes, we do. The Tower. The Tower is represented by Mars. The fire is important here. So don't forget your fire, your inner fire throughout this process. Because this could be a bit how should I say this? Perhaps this is a journey that makes you a bit nervous. So it's important to remember your passion for this. Your passion is the focus here. Have that as your guideline and as your northern star. Your passion for this thing, this desire of yours, which feels spiritual, if I'm to be honest. So that is all for your reading. I do hope that it helped you, and I hope to see you next time. Bye. Message number 3, this is your reading. Now, this desire that you have in mind, I can tell that you have a big, fiery passion for this. I can really feel that. We are going to begin with messages from the Earth and Bone Oracle. This is really fiery. Really, really fiery. That will help you. That will aid you a lot here. We have heart. Emotional awakening, intuition, following your heart. Apprentice. Higher education, beliefs, wisdom. So there are 2 things here. First thing being that this journey of following your heart's desire is very healing for your heart. Very healing for your heart. And second, this involves some kind of learning. It could be intuitive learning, or traditional learning, or learning by doing, but there's some element of learning that's involved here. Let's pull a card from the Kali Oracle for an encouraging message from the goddess. Do not put that fire out. It's important. Do not make it smaller just to make people more comfortable with you. This desire is supposed to be big and bold. It's supposed to move others to tears. Mantra Shakti. Do not allow negative thought or speech to undermine your inner spiritual connection. Claim your voice and your power to express yourself from your heart. There we have the heart again. Though it may not yet be visible in your physical world, a new order is generating within the soul, and in time it shall manifest in a transformation that heals your inner world and improves your physical life circumstances too. This is something big for you, and it will make an impact on others, perhaps even animals, for some people. But it is important that you let this desire be big and bold, and to believe in your passion, believe in your fire, to pull yourself through this, to achieve this, to follow this. There's something that pulls me in with this heart card. Emotional awakening. It's about seeing yourself for the first time. Something about how deeply emotional you can be, and the strength, you will really see the strength of that. Okay, so this is interesting. For you, we will begin with the Smith-Waite Borderless and then put the Mary L on top. So for the other 2 messages, it was the reversed. So we have the King of Cups and the Devil. We will only pull 2 cards for this one from the Smith-Waite and 3 cards from the Mary L. What's the plan here? So for the King of Cups, we had the Moon in reverse. Let's begin there. No, actually, I'm going to show you the rest as well. For the Devil, we had the Knight of Wands. And then as the final card, the 9 of Discs, which is the 9 of Pentacles. So King of Cups and the Moon. There is an emotional depth to you and your ability to hold space and see others' emotional depth and abyss. And there's something there that frightens you, that you don't really want to look at fully. And you're being asked to open your awareness to that. At least begin by opening up your awareness to the fact that you can experience such emotional depth and also tap into others' emotional depth. For some here. But either way, there's an emotional depth that you haven't fully tapped into. And that's a magnificent resource. Perhaps you have been experiencing some issues while growing up, when parents were expressing their emotions. Perhaps you had parental figures who weren't quite able to manage their own emotions, and so you really not had any role model to show you how to do that. That could be the case. Or something about adolescence, moving into that, having a hard experience and no one really understanding you or giving you comfort or reassurance or guiding you through that. That could also be the case. Or having a difficult time as a young adult and not having the emotional support from parents, friends, caregivers, etc. That could also be the case. Or experiencing a very traumatic birth and perhaps having postpartum and not receiving the necessary support or understanding or acceptance through that experience. There's a myriad of things popping up into my head. I'm not going to get into all of them, but there's something about growing old as well and feeling very lonely in that process. So, in essence, you will need to take a look at this emotional depth of yours. Turn that moon around. And it can be helpful to show support to other people as well in this process. Now, the Devil and the Knight of Wands. You're holding back your power and your fire, some part of that sexual energy, your passion, there's some part about your life force that you are holding back here from expressing yourself. This is also something that you need to work on in order for it to flow more freely. Knight of Discs. If you move through this process, you will become a very elevated human being, really mastering yourself. And there's really not anything that you can't achieve while being here. Let's see if there's anything else. I feel that that's all. Thank you so much for tapping in, and don't forget to tap into that emotional depth of yours and releasing your inner fire and passion. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.